Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a review video for the INKBIRD PLUS digital temperature gun, which is in here. And so the first thing you notice when you open the box is the carrying case, which comes with the temperature gun already inside of it. And the temperature gun does not come with the battery pre-installed. The battery comes with the gun, but I've already put in the battery in there. There's just a battery snap that comes out and snap the 9-volt battery onto there, put the 9-volt battery into the handle, and then close up the handle. And then the temp gun works. And I have the laser turned off. And then the temp gun works. So that is the temp gun. And it also comes with this manual, which it looks like they have it written in English and I believe this is German. I'm not sure, but I think this is German. Yes, it is German. Yeah, so they have it in English and German, which I'm not sure exactly why it's those two languages, but whatever. So the first feature that there is on this temp gun is that you can change the emissivity. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's spelled emissivity. Basically what that is, well, according to the instruction manual, this is what it says. Most organic materials, painted or oxidized surfaces, have an emissivity of 0.95 which is present in the unit. Inaccurate readings may result from measuring shiny or polished metal surfaces. To make better accuracy, cover the measured surface with masking tape or black paint. Measure the tape or painted surface when the tape or paint reaches the same temperature as the material underneath. So basically, you may not get an accurate reading if you are if you're getting an accurate reading on glass, you might not get an accurate reading from, I don't know, computer, like plastic on a computer or something like that. So you can always change the emissivity to match whatever you are going to be measuring. So in this case, it comes with an emissivity of 0.95 pre-installed, which you can see right here. But then if you're on the EMS mode, which you can change modes by hitting the mode button, to change the emissivity, you can just hit the down or up or down buttons until you get to whatever emissivity you need for your specific surface. And the user's manual also gives a bit of a it just has like a bit of a table on the emissivity of different materials. So that's really helpful. Otherwise, if you don't see that, you could always just look it up online, whatever. But so of course that's pretty cool that it can change the emissivity to help make the readings more accurate. But to really see how accurate it is, we're going to want to try it against other temp guns and thermometers that are either known to be accurate or known to be inaccurate. So with me here I have this temp gun, which I was using briefly while I didn't have another temp gun, and it is relatively inaccurate, and actually it's very inaccurate. It gives, I've had it give a 6-degree difference between two minutes of, like, I tried it one time, it was 82, I tried it again and it was like 90, so that's 8 degrees, but whatever. So it's very inaccurate, and I don't trust it at all, but I'm going to try this one against this one, and I'm also going to try this one against my digital thermometer, which is very high quality, and it is, I trust that one a lot. It's currently being used to keep the temperature, so that I know what temperature that's inside my incubator right now. So I definitely trust it, because I wouldn't trust, I wouldn't use a thermometer I didn't trust with something that important. So I'm going to go over to the thermometer over there and just see exactly what temperature I get with this temp gun and this temp gun. So, yeah. Okay, so this is the thermometer I'm going to be checking it against, and right now it says 75 degrees even, and now 75.1, but it's going to, this is a very accurate thermometer that I trust a lot. Right now, one probe is also inside the incubator. That's set for 85.3 degrees right now, so yeah. But so this is what the room temperature is right now, 75.1. So I'm gonna this is the probe right here. I'm actually gonna turn on the light so you can see it, and I'm going to just shine the laser right on the probe. And this reads 75.5. So right now it's very similar. Now I'll use this one. And right now it says 74.1. So this one isn't extremely accurate compared to this one in this case. This one, it says right on the manual that it has a accuracy of give or take 2 degrees. So right now this is actually doing exactly what it says in the manual it will do. I'll try it again with this temp gun, the $20 cheap one. And now it says 74.6. If I try it again, I bet I'll get a different reading. Now it's still 74.6. Try it again. 75.3. So it's staying relatively within, relatively similar, but see here. This one is now 74.1, which it was similar to that at the beginning. 74.1 still. So right now this one is 1 degree off, which is actually less than it said it would be off. This one still says, let's see here, 74.8, so it's still relatively similar to this one right here. They both give similar readings. What I want to check out now though is exactly how often this one stays the same between like different readings. So I'm going to try it against my enclosures that I have for my hatchling leopard geckos and see which one gives the more accurate and more consistent readings. So these are the enclosures I have for my hatchling leopard geckos. And the first one here, so these are all different, so they're all going to have different temperatures, slightly different temperatures, because they're all different shapes. So this is an old Sterilite tub, this is a off-brand Sterilite tub, and this is a new Sterilite tub. So they're all different, and so they're all going to have different readings, slightly. But I want to see exactly how different they are, and exactly which thermometer or temp gun has the most accurate reading. So I'm going to try with this one first. And right now it says 85.4, which is way too low for a leopard gecko, because, well, temperatures that are too low can help respiratory infections occur, which of course you don't want. So it's way too low. And then according to this one, it says 91.5, so it's completely different. And 91.5 is within the correct range for leopard geckos. That should be between 87 and 92. So although it's a little higher than I would prefer, I would like to keep it around 90. It's not going to kill them, and it's within the preferred range. So now the next one. This one says 83.1. This one says 90.1. So, of course, again, the orange one gave off a very low reading compared to the green one, the INKBIRD one. Now try it with the last one. And this one has a very curious little gecko in there. And we're going to try it with the orange one first again. It's probably going to try to eat it. Yep. Tries to eat it. So according to this one, it's 85.1. According to this one, let's see here, it's 90.1. So again, it's the orange one is very low compared to the INKBIRD one. So I'm going to real quick just try it one more time against this probe to see if anything changes between the two readings. So it's still 75.2 on the thermometer there. I'm going to try the probe here. And this one says 73.7, so it's very close to its original reading. This one, 75.9, so it's still very close to its original reading. So I believe part of the reason that this one is so inaccurate when it's used on the paper towel substrate is because the emissivity must be different, and this does not have an adjustable emissivity on it. However, this does, so I think that may have something to do with it. But this one is also just very inaccurate to begin with, inconsistent, all that. So I'm also going to try it real quick against my gecko's enclosure that has cage carpet, Rex's enclosure, and we can see just exactly how what the temperature is in his enclosure according to these two different temp guns. So this is Rex's enclosure, and if you look there, that is Rex. He heard me talking, so he came out to investigate, and he's just there. So first I'm going to use the orange temp gun and shine it right there, right by his tank. That's where the under tank heater should be. It should be about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So according to the temp gun, it's 83.4 degrees Fahrenheit. According to this temp gun, it's 89.2 degrees Fahrenheit. So this temp gun says it's within the proper range, and this temp gun does not. Now we'll try the orange temp gun one more time and see if the reading stays the same. Now it says it's 90. So this one's kind of all over the place, whereas this one, if we try it again, still says 88.8. So it's still within relatively similar range than it was before. So basically, this one is all over the place and never really that accurate, and this one so far has been just about as accurate as this one can be, but this one's actually consistent, so it's probably better, definitely a better temp gun. So now that we've seen just exactly how accurate this temp gun really is, and we've seen it actually is pretty accurate, we'll see exactly what kind of features it has in addition to the regular point, shoot, and get a temperature. So the first one that there is, other than the adjustable emissivity, which I already covered, is the high alarm. So basically, if it goes above a set temperature, it will give off an alarm, which you can hear right now. That is the high alarm, just a continuous steady beeping. That's because right now the high alarm is set for, if you look here, set for 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now, the temperature it was reading was 65.8 on the ceiling. So, of course, that means that if I was trying to keep the ceiling at a specific temperature, it would be too high. For my purposes, the temp gun's high alarm and low alarm, which it also has, which is basically the same thing except for it'll give an alarm if it goes below the set temperature. Basically, I don't really need to use that for very much because I'm just pointing, shooting, and looking at the temp gun to see exactly what the reading is. But if I was to, I don't know, somehow have it just hang it up somewhere and have it continuously pointing at somewhere, I'd like to have an alarm system that would let me know if it went above or below a set temperature. I don't need the high-low alarm, but it is pretty cool to have. Another cool feature is the max/min reading. So right now it's on max, and what I'm going to do is just point it at several different things throughout the room. Our refrigerator, which is going to be around like 36 degrees or something like that. I'm going to point it at probably, light bulbs, something that's going to be a little warmer, and then at the ceiling. And all of those are going to be different temperatures, but I'm going to get, and it's going to read whatever temperature it's currently reading on the top here. But below here, it will give me what the max reading it was for however long I've been holding the trigger. So I'm going to start doing that just by doing the fridge real quick. So, point and shoot at the back of the fridge, and it reads, right now it reads 31.5 degrees at the back of the fridge where the cooling element is. And I'm going to point it at the ceiling because the ceiling is going to be cooler. Right now the ceiling reads 68.7 degrees Fahrenheit. And the grate right here in the ceiling says 59.9. It's the air conditioning grate. Let me see, Linetta's LED light bulb here reads 96. So the highest temperature it's gotten has been 96.4. See here? 96.4, and that was the light bulb. It doesn't show you what the reading was for the refrigerator or anything like that. It shows you what the current reading was, which is 71.9. That was just in the room before I turned off the stopped pulling the trigger. And then it also shows you what the highest temperature was. There's also the minimum, which does the exact same thing but records the minimum temperature, which was 30.1 in the back of the freezer where the cooling element is, or refrigerator. So then there's also the average, which is the average temperature it read, which right now says 63.1. And then lastly, the difference between the high and the low temperature was 66.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's pretty cool if you're, I don't know exactly what uses it would be for. I'm not using it for my geckos here, but I'm sure it has a use that I'm just not thinking of right now that would be really helpful to have. And then, like I said, you can change the emissivity, but I've already went through that, so I'm not going to go through that again. So overall, this is a $40 piece of equipment, and it works really well. It's very accurate, at least give or take 2 degrees. So maybe if you're trying to grow something like that really needs to have a really specific temperature, you might not want to use this because it doesn't really give you, it gives you the correct temperature within 2 degrees either way. So it's still really accurate compared to, you know, maybe this option, but it is not as accurate as some several $100 options are. But this was only 40 bucks. So, I mean, you're not expecting a really high-grade piece of equipment when you buy a temp gun that's $40. You're expecting something that does its job well, but it's not really the highest grade. But I'm sure this actually goes to the higher end of the not highest grade spectrum, because it not only has accurate temp readings, but it also has all the alarms and average readings, min, max readings, all them. So it's really great to have a temp gun that's cheap, that works well, and that has all these different features if you would need them. So overall, I'm going to rate this temp gun 4.5 out of 5 stars because it's relatively inexpensive and it does its job well. The only reason I'm not giving it 5 stars is because the emissivity issue was not in the owner's manual, which makes it a little difficult. Sorry, excuse me. But overall, it works pretty well. It's not as accurate as some options, and the price, though, it definitely beats out the fact that it isn't the most accurate. It's definitely accurate enough for this. So, definitely 4 out of 5 to maybe even 5 stars. It works really well, and it's relatively inexpensive. So that's what I'm going to be giving this temp gun, just because it works so well. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to check out my website at herphusbandry.weebly.com. I'll put a link to that in the description. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page as well. That can be found with the link that I'll put in the description. And please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.